20 of the best ever size Nike exclusives on one pair of shoes.
So the first one of this pack dropped back in December. It was a black pair. We really love this idea of making something really customizable, really personal, and really unique to however you want to wear it. And you can essentially take off these patches and each pair will get random patches in the box and customize it.
We always wanted people to go out, create their own patches, create their own shoe. That was the whole point of it.
We've seen a massive resurgence of DIY products and people using something as a base and making it their own. It's been really good and exciting to see how the community have adopted the black version, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've been making their own patches, finding, people have had some Travis Scott Air Force Ones and they've stuck the swooshes on. We've seen loads of stuff on it, and it's that creative nature that we would encourage. I said you've got 8 patches in the box, and also there's some limited edition things coming through in certain stores as well. It's just giving you the platform to essentially make whatever you want it to be, and what better way than to do it on a classic icon like the Chuck. Now this is the return of something classic. The Nike Air Zoom Spiridon Cage 2 from the early 2000s.
I mean, we're seeing a lot more Zoom coming through. Obviously, we've seen on the Kipchoge shoe that Zoom was incorporated into that, and it was almost a technology that was kind of dwarfed by another technology that Nike produced. I mean, away from the Zoom piece as well, it is just a great shoe. I mean, we've seen a Naughty's running thing coming through in the last few years, and for me, this is one of the better ones that's kind of come out of that.
Yeah, massively.
I mean, you see a lot of brands doing it.
And also, as part of this journey, we've seen a few more really high energy and sort of really interesting collaborations on this. We've got our own collaboration coming on this, so it's something for the summer, something we're really passionate and excited about to see come to life, and it's a nod to the celebration of our first store, we can tell you that for now. So
I think you should give a worldwide exclusive.
That's what you're here for, isn't it?
For those of you who don't know, Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a film that was released in 1982 that kind of featured an anti-hero. In the film, he unboxes a fresh pair of checkerboards, and this is kind of reference to that. This is actually a reference to a shoe that they kind of give away at the premiere in very limited numbers.
Steve Van Doren did a really tight run on. Ever since, I think the brand, it's gone synonymous with it. In any exhibition you do, and any collector you speak to, this is part of it.
I think Van Doren once said that after Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he said he feels he doubled his business because of that film, which is a massive statement to make. It's a classic checkerboard slip-on, executed really well, top quality canvas, higher taping because it's Anaheim factory, and it's just a great shoe. But then when you put the story on top, it makes it even better. So
one that sort of we're really welcomed into the business, and I think it's something, as you know, we love a story, and it's a great story for this shoe. So the Future Rider and the Style Rider, they're obviously inspired by the Puma archive. So models like the Easy Rider and the Fast Rider, and that's very much what's taken our thought process into applying it and telling this story on these shoes.
We kind of referenced the OG colours, but more than one in one pair of shoes. So as you can see on there, there's 2 OG colours from Fast Rider.
These are 2 Easy Riders. Medial and lateral sides obviously tells a story, tongues as well, and heels. And there's also a really nice split, and I don't know if you can see it down there.
That's the only time you'll see that applied on these shoes, and that was a massive thing that I couldn't believe we got over the line, but I'm really happy with how these come out. I mean, I think we've done a really good job of telling the history of the shoe and celebrating the fact that there's a new version of it.
And then that next Easter Style Rider, you'll actually see for the first time properly in the next issue of the Size newspaper, so obviously that's one you need to get down to stores and pick up the latest copy of that paper. Over the last 20 years, Size and Nike have collaborated on lots of different projects. And when it came to 2020, what better way to celebrate than to combine all those projects for one moment? And to finally see it come to life, especially when we've been part of a lot of the projects, has been amazing.
We kind of took a brief forward that we felt was potentially maybe a bit unrealistic. 20 of the best ever size Nike exclusives on one pair of shoes. We weren't sure we were going to get it right. This come back, first time, first sample, spot on.
So from the outside, it looks very traditional in terms of really harking back to the original neon.
The insides were the real beauty, but you can't neglect the outside because like we're saying, there's 20 pairs of shoes in here. Part of the beauty of the shoe is that you can spend your time guessing which one's which. You can kind of see in there, we've got the Blazer footbed, you've got a Dave White reference there with the airbag.
I won't give any more than that.
No, I don't want to, but it's sad, isn't it? Because it's such a great shoe.
Mini swooshes here. You get swooshes on the medial side and also on the lateral side in there as well, and you'll also get from the footbeds a black and a white, obviously referencing the two blazers, and also on the PSI air units on the bottom, one black, one white. So there's loads of little details in this, but again, once it comes to life and you see some of the storytelling in a little bit more detail, all of it will start to reveal, and there's lots of different layers to this project.
But it'd be nice to see if you guys can comment below and tell us what shoes you think we're referencing on this.